What is up, guys? It is Sher Khan, the Wrestling Natural, and we are back here with another video. Now, this is the Smackdown, the 15th of January review. Now, I really like this show, and I really wanted to make this review because, no, as of late, SmackDown has just been absolutely on fire. SmackDown and Raw, but SmackDown especially has been really, really good. Just it's been so amazing that I thought, let me start making reviews for these shows. Here we are. We're going to go through each match, rundown, and my thoughts. And we've got a review system where I'm going to be using lions. And if you don't know, Instagram, I am the king of lions. Jey Uso versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm going to give this 5 lions just off the bat. What an amazing match. Start to finish, the sequence before, so good. I mean, Shinsuke bringing back Rising Sun, becoming a good guy in the gauntlet match, and then fully running with it. I love it. I love it. I love this little mini promo as well. He was like, "Oh, puppy." I loved it, bro. It was amazing. I'm really glad WWE are embracing his witty side and they're not doing what they did before and make him all cryptic and that he doesn't know how to speak English and all this stuff. They're really running with it, and I'm really glad that they're letting do that. The match itself was hard hitting. It was, both guys are really excelling. Jey Uso's amazing, Shinsuke's amazing, and obviously Roman has brought about Jey Uso to be a main event Uso, and it's really showing because he's such an amazing athlete, and Shinsuke really brought out the best in him, and all of his opponents have done that over the past couple of months. And Cesaro comes out and he declares himself for the Rumble in commentary. I really liked him on commentary. Both Cesaro and Shinsuke. Obviously, everybody's talking about how Shinsuke benefited from the Gauntlet match, but I think Cesaro as well, as we will see later in the show, he's definitely benefited from being associated with Shinsuke and from the Gauntlet match itself. So it's some really amazing stuff. Shinsuke wins. Shinsuke wins. I'm really liking this. Shinsuke Nakamura finally. Are we gonna see Shinsuke finally become WWE champion? Is he gonna be the man who beats Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion? Is he gonna beat Roman Reigns? We'll have to wait and find out. Roman and Apollo had a segment, and this was amazing. I mean, really, really interesting. Apollo is going to Roman for advice. Now, if you know backstage, we know that they're friends, but like in terms of kayfabe, this is really cool because you can really respect Apollo going out of his way to become a bolder character, a meaner character, because he's been, you know, since his NXT days, he was the main criticisms before was that he didn't have enough charisma and he didn't have enough going for him outside of his moveset. But now we see this whole new side of Apollo, that kind of mean streak, and I'm really happy to see that kind of bolder character. So my thoughts on the Adam Pearce Roman Reigns situation. I love Adam Pearce; he's great. Um, and Roman Reigns, of course, he's carrying the show. Everything about the show is amazing, but he just makes it that much better. I want to see Roman Reigns and Adam Pearce at Royal Rumble in the main event. Probably not. I'd be up for it in some capacity, but I don't think we should see it in the main event. Um, Now, we know what goes down later in the show, but I'll put it here. Shinsuke Nakamura should be the one to fight Roman Reigns in the main event for the WWE Championship. He doesn't have to win it, but he needs to be at least the next challenger. I'm going to give this segment 4 lions. Okay, now we are here to the Riot Squad versus Natalia and Tamina. Now, I'm not really interested in both teams, but Liv Morgan can really go in the ring. She's great. And Billy Kay continues to be super entertaining. That is kind of like the main reason why I'm watching this match. Natalia's great, Tamina. Natalia's great, but I don't really. She's kind of like eluded me for a bit. Like she's the boat, whatever, best of all time. But I'll give it a 2.5 lions. It was entertaining. It was good. It is what it is. Billy Kay, I'm literally just watching it for her. She's very entertaining. I want to see where she goes. Obviously, splitting up the Iconics, a very interesting move. I don't think it's the right move, but interested to see. I know they clearly hotter on Peyton Royce, but want to see what they do with both. So I enjoyed it. 2.5 lines. Okay, now King Corbin and Rey Mysterio going against each other. I'm gonna give this a 4 lines off the bat. There's another reference for you. It was amazing. I mean, my kind of initial thoughts were like, why isn't Dominic wrestling? I feel like him and Murphy should be going for the tag team titles like right now. What's happening with that? Maybe there's some backstage reason. Let me know in the comments. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm glad they addressed it though. I'm glad they addressed it because Dominic was like, I want to go for the tag team titles with my dad, which cool, fair enough. That would be sick. But Murphy is like one of the breakout stars of 2020 and even the year before, 2019. He's amazing, and he needs to. I think the pairing with him and Dominic would work super well. The match itself was great. Corbin is excelling in the ring, and say what you will about this guy, I've loved him since day one, and I've picked him out like ever since I saw the end of Days. I was like, okay, this guy is gonna be something. This guy is gonna be like one of the main event players. And over the years, we've seen people trash him and mock him, but I've stood by him like 100%. So I'm really happy he's found his own in the King Corbin gimmick. Also, for like universe mode purposes, it's interesting to see what they do with King Corbin and how long they're gonna book him for, and as the king, and when they're gonna try to, you know, when the next King of the Ring comes around, what they're gonna do with King Corbin. So I want to pay attention to that. And Dominic cost Rey Mysterio the match. I mean, he got involved, and I'm really liking this storyline with Dominic standing up for himself, and Corey Graves and Michael Cole were addressing multiple times that you're new here in the WWE. You need to strike out on your own. You need to make your presence known. And I think you know him standing up for himself in a way and not taking that taking Corbin's insults lightly and costing the match. I think this is a great development. Now we move on to the Ding Dong Hello premiere. Now I wasn't looking forward to this at all, but it's just I wasn't looking for it. I got the My Life segment Bailey vibes. We know how terrible that was, but Bianca Belair saved it. She really, really, it was actually really entertaining. She saved it. So for that, I'm actually gonna give it 3 lions. Fair enough. I was expecting it to be the worst part of the show, but it was entertaining. Oh, let's get to Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan. 5 lions off the bat. There you go. Boom, boom. It was so amazing. Absolutely smashed it. Both men are unreal in the ring, and as someone who's looking to get into the industry, they inspire me to be that good one day and get that intense. And it was so good. I mean, the yes kicks on the electronic corner post, so good, and then Cesaro ducking out the way, and oh, amazing. And then Cesaro bleeding as well. That was crazy. So crazy. There was a moment when like both of them were like in a hold and you could see they were talking to each other. And obviously we're not supposed to see that, but they talked to each other and I think they were saying something like, are you okay? Are you good to go? You so hopefully it's not serious, hopefully. But yeah, amazing. And then there was a leapfrog as well. That was really cool. And Cesaro wins. There you go. Like I said before, both men are benefiting from the gauntlet match. Absolutely amazing. Now we move on to the next one. Sami Zayn versus Apollo Crews. I'm going to give this a 4 lions because it was so good. And the IC title picture has been absolutely amazing for months now. From AJ to Jeff Hardy to Sami Zayn's 2 reigns. Amazing. And now, Big E as well. He's really started his reign off really well. And as for the match itself, it was really high intensity. You got the storyline of Sami Zayn's documentary and the controversies and everything. It's really well done. And you have the tights and Apollo getting the win. I love it. I love it. I'm really behind Apollo, and I've been waiting for him to kind of show that kind of character that we've been waiting for. Anyone who's an Apollo fan, you'll know he's been waiting to. We've been waiting for that kind of breakout kind of character. He's got the moves, he's got everything, and we saw a little bit of that with the Bobby Lashley feud, but it's finally breaking out. He's becoming that meaner character that he needed to be, with Roman Reigns' counsel as well. Amazing stuff. Can't wait to see the Sami Zayn documentary drop. Who's looking for that? I'm thinking like it's going to be a chronicle, but entirely in kayfabe. So if you watch, the WWE Network, you'll know about the chronicles. And imagine there's an entire chronicle on Sami Zayn, but entirely in kayfabe. Like he's trashing everybody and all this stuff, and he's like, it's controversy, and all that stuff. I love it. I'd love to see it. Now we get to Adam Pearce with the contract signing. I'm gonna give this 3 lions. It wasn't obviously Cesaro and Daniel Bryan could be seen as the main event, but there wasn't a proper main event of this show. They did it in the contract signing, and Pierce's mic, they had the mic issues there that were kind of like, not to trash it, but they were like AEW's bleeping issues where they say the swear word and they bleep it after. It makes no sense. But they kind of reminded me of that, so that kind of took me out the moment a little bit. Um, Now Kevin Owens coming out, it should have been Shinsuke. Should have been Shinsuke, and I'm glad that it was a surprise that Kevin Owens is back. But we've seen him fight Roman like 50 times already, and they run the risk of becoming stale. They run the risk of having us see Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns fight for another time, and it not living up to the hype, and it being boring, and you know, Shinsuke definitely would have been the right man for the job. Right. So overall, I'm gonna give this SmackDown show 4 lions. I think it was an amazing show, start to finish. Even the slightly, less entertaining bits, they were still entertaining. The stuff that I wasn't looking forward to was still really good and blew me out of the water. An amazing, solid show for another week running. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. Cesaro should win the Royal Rumble, and Shinsuke should face Roman at Royal Rumble in the main event. Those are my predictions. We'll see how we go further in the weeks. Stay tuned. I have been Sher Khan, the wrestling natural, the king of lions. Check out my Instagram. Stay up to date. Stay safe. Stay at home.